Dan Mwangi was over in Namanga because of the troubles that have been there that were witnessed yesterday. The Tanzanian government's directive to evict persons who do not have relevant paperwork is splitting families despite the street volatility at the Kenya-Tanzania border of Namanga having cooled off. Concerns are still alight over the future of these families and their livelihoods, as well as a growing distrust between the two sides of the border. Nonetheless, there was movement across the border today. Dan Mwangi reports.
Slightly sticky dust and wire surrounded by strips of wick rubber are the collage elements that have turned this section of the road into a canvas. One posing a picture of the differences between Kenyans and Tanzanians following a directive by the Tanzanian government to have all those staying within its borders without relevant documentation kicked out. Yesterday, there were clashes at the Namanga border as Kenyans sought to deny Tanzanians entry into the country in protest. What has been left is sooty evidence of what transpired as the dark debris of betrayal punctuates the conversations and sentiments on the Kenyan streets of Namanga border.
Hapa Kenya kuna Watanzania wengi wako huku na sisi hatuwafukuzi, tunakaa nao kama mandugu na tunawapenda. Watoto wa shule wanasoma huku wa Tanzania na hatuwaulizi kitu chochote. Ni nini shida kweli?
Tuko na freedom, biashara zinaendelea, hamna tatizo yoyote. Na matatu ya Kenya ikienda Tanzania huwa wanaizuia, lakini ya kwao zinakuja cooperate mpaka Kenya.
The clashes ended, but there remain uncomfortable undertones among residents despite affirmation from police.
We have established a movement across the border for our counterparts on the other side to address some of the grievances that were raised by some Kenyans on this side. And we are very positive. Very soon we are going to have permanent solutions.
The police insist that there were no injuries reported. However, injury lurks at the doors of households as families are at risk.
Nina wake ambaye ni watatu. Yule naishi naye sasa hivi ni Mtanzania. Ndio nimeuliza kama wataanza vurugu hii tutaishije na yeye. Na nimekaa naye na watoto wanne na yeye, watoto 5 na yeye. Je, ningeomba serikali iingilie katikati tusaidiane kwa sababu huyu ni mpenzi wangu, nimempenda na siwezi mruhusu aende Tanzania.
Mimi niko tu upande wa Tanzania. Nimeshaolewa miaka 17. Ninapoambiwa niondoke, naondoka niende wapi? Mali yangu namwachia nani? Na watoto wangu nikifukuzwa watabaki na nani kweli?
Ile cheti yangu wakaichukua na nikaambiwa niondoke, na niko na mke na uko na mtoto mmoja Tanzania. Ilibidi nimwache kwao. Kama atanifuata Kenya, akuje Kenya kwa sababu Kenya ni huru.
The bigger issue in this is the foreign relations one, with strong signs of strain between the two sister countries. Tanzania has on a number of occasions been viewed as acting contrary to the expectations of the EAC's spirit of oneness. Kenyans, on their part, have been seen as fulfilling their reputation for pushiness. In this instance, whereas some admit to having documentation, others question and decry the move. Looking through the intertwines of these wires, a story is told. A story of when the rubber hit the road, hit up and burnt, quite symbolic of the burning frustrations and heated up emotions that saw the conflict between some Kenyans and Tanzanians, and the police were involved. However, through these wires, it may not be as clear what the real situation is. Dan Mwangi, NTV at Namanga.